No, I never called him the lion of Babylon. I called him the Alaafin of Bodilon.
Okay.
Never the lion of Bodilon.
Okay.
A lion has to rule, and a lion has some nobility to it. This one has no nobility to him. But Tinubu knows, INEC knows, the Judiciary knows, and so do a lot of Nigerians, that Tinubu did not win the presidency. He stole it. You have people who should be in jail, rotting in prison cells, presiding over the affairs of the country.
Bradley, as at 11, 12 years ago, you couldn't stand the man that you would call the lion of Bodilon. I mean, you couldn't stand.
I never called him the lion of Bodilon. I called him the Alaafin of Bodilon.
Okay.
Never the lion of Bodilon.
Okay.
A lion has to rule, and a lion has some nobility to it. This one has no nobility to him. Please.
Okay. You're making my point exactly. Okay, you called him. Okay, I missed that. It was something of Bodilon. It was the Alaafin. That's what you called him.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't think you saw then that that man was ever going to become president. And yet here we are. In fact, I think I watched one of your interviews where you said that if he became president, you were going to go on exile.
Let me explain something to you, Teju. Because this question has come so many times that I'm thankful for the opportunity to perhaps explain it so that the idiots who have continued to assume that I have broken my word would be clear. I said if he won the presidency, I'll leave Nigeria on exile. So let me clear that up. For him to have won, the people would have had to have voted for him. We didn't vote for him. He stole the presidency. Yakubu and INEC sold him the presidency. The presidency is not an expression of the people's will. It is an expression of the debauchery of INEC and the height of our judicial corruption. He did not win the presidency. If I had left, I would have been sanitizing and deodorizing a skunk. If nothing else, I rise and fall by my word. And when I said that I would live on exile if this man won, it was so that people will know that I do not believe Nigerians to be depraved enough to be possessed of the idiocy to vote somebody like him into power. And they did not. Anybody who prefers to delude themselves can continue to delude themselves. But Tinubu knows, INEC knows, the Judiciary knows, and so do a lot of Nigerians, that Tinubu did not win the presidency. He stole it. So I'm not leaving because he did not win. It's that simple. That I'm still here is in rebuke of him. It actually cost me a lot more to stay here. It's not just the multiple level of danger that I face on a daily basis by remaining in Nigeria. Because if they will be planning my murder 3 years ago when they were not in power, one of his goons in Lagos State was the one sat at the head of the plot to kill me. They are the ones in power now. Ordinarily, I should run now. But I'm here. I am here because he did not win. He knows it, and every man and his dog in Lagos State knows it. He was beaten resoundingly in Lagos on the 25th of February. He couldn't even make 15% in Lagos. Segun Agbaje, the INEC commissioner in Lagos State, cannot produce the form EC8A for Lagos State up till today. I was the person who was charged by the Obi legal team to collect the election material from INEC. He could not, up until today, INEC in Lagos State cannot give us the form EC8A, which is the polling unit level result. Because they know he lost. He lost woefully. He was thoroughly rejected across the length and breadth of the state that he has held hostage. For 24 years as at that time, he lost. So how much more the other parts of Nigeria? Let them continue fooling themselves. He has snatched it, grabbed it, but he can't run with it. And that's why we are all in the mess that we are in today. So yeah, if he had won, if Nigerians had been foolish enough to have voted for him, I would have left. It wouldn't be because of him. It would be out of protest that I could be stuck with such evil people who would have found the grace to vote for somebody like him. But as I have said, they did not vote for him. They rejected him. He has forced himself on us, and we can't do much about that. But I'm not going to legitimize his stealing by leaving. He didn't win. You have people who should be in jail, rotting in prison cells, presiding over the affairs of the country.
What Dele Farotimi is doing here is setting the record straight, because in years to come, some persons will try to rewrite the history we experienced in 2023. In years to come, some people will try to change the narrative of what happened in 2023. They are going to paint someone as a hero of the 2023 general election. They are going to paint someone as the person that genuinely won the 2023 general election. The same way some persons, they've been trying to change the narrative, to change the history of what happened in 1966, what happened in 1960, what happened during Abacha tenure, what happened during Abiola tenure. So what Dele Farotimi is doing is setting the record straight. And it is important that Nigerians in all facets of life set the record straight as to what happened in 2023. What happened in 2023 general election was a political coup that should not have stood, that should not have happened if we are a country that is being run by sane people, by people with clear conscience, by people that are patriotic to this country. This country is being run by criminals in power, and they can do whatever it takes to ensure that they maintain their criminal status quo. Nigeria is not a sane country, and we need to set the record straight. Tinubu did not win the election. The election was rigged in his favor. INEC rigged the election in favor of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the Judiciary colluded with INEC to ensure that they legalize the illegality that happened in 2023 general election. Tinubu is the most unpopular presidential candidate we've ever had in Nigeria. When you place him side by side with other presidents that has won election in this country, you will notice that majority of Nigerians did not vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There is what we call unpopular and the popular candidate. Tinubu fall in the category of unpopular candidate. When you check the number that Tinubu got in the election, you compare the number of the person that came second and also compare the number of the person that came third, you will realize that Tinubu is very, very unpopular. The fact remains that despite INEC and the Judiciary colluding to give Bola Ahmed Tinubu the presidency, he still remains very unpopular, and he is not the wish of the people. Let me break it down to you. During the last election, the voters register was recorded that we have 90 million Nigerians that have registered for their PVC. Okay, we know that a lot of persons lost their PVC. We know that some persons have traveled out of the country. We know that some of them might have been late. May they so rest in peace. When you do the plus and minus, you will say 20 million persons were not available to vote on that day, leaving us with 70 million persons that were available with their PVC to vote. I gave 20 million so that I can just be on the high side. It might be 10, it might be lesser, but let's go with that 20 million. Then we have 70 million persons that were available to vote on that day. When you look at the election result and you sum up everything, the total number of persons that voted on the day of that election is not up to, or maybe above a little, 20 million persons. Out of 70 million persons that had their PVC, out of 70 million eligible Nigerians that wanted to vote for that election, only but 20 million persons voted in that election. And out of the 20 million persons, just 8 million persons voted for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That means the percentage of people that voted for Bola Ahmed Tinubu is just 40%. 40% all over 100%. Have you now seen that it is not the popular vote? This is unlike when Dele Jonathan won the election in 2011. You can see the margin he gave to President Muhammadu Buhari. The same thing also happened in 2015 when Buhari won the election. You saw the margin he gave to Dele Jonathan. Same thing happened in 2019. But that of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is different. Majority of Nigerians did not want President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be their president. The only reason why we have Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is because our institutions are dead. We have people at the helm of affairs who do not care about the well-being of this country. People who are not patriotic to this country. People who are patriotic to their own personal aggrandizement, what they are going to get from this country rather than what they will give to this country. Like, how do you subvert the will of majority of the people? People came out en masse to vote for their popular candidate, for their own candidate that they feel will turn the tide of this country around, that they feel will give them good dividends of democracy, that they feel will move this country forward. But because of your personal aggrandizement, because of what you are going to get away from corruption in this country, you decided to subvert their wish, manipulated their vote, and stole their voices. This explains the resentment you see people are having towards Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Of course, they will have the resentment towards him because he is not their choice. What we experienced in 2023 was a political coup. That is the reason why the country is where it is, because the people at the helm of affairs were not ready for governance. They don't understand the intricate nature of the problem in this country, and they don't even have the solution to it. For you to provide a solution to a problem, you must understand that problem. The people at the helm of affairs, their major priority of being in government is to satisfy their personal will, their personal interest, not to govern the people. That is the reason why you see all of the policies they have churned out have been anti-people policies. Policies that have impoverished the people the more. Policies that have inflicted more pains and hardship on the people. Policies that have taken more money from the people without giving anything to the people. This brings us to the biblical saying, when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. But when the unrighteous rule, the people suffer in penury. They suffer in pain. They cry, they wail, they lament. This is what is going on in Nigeria. Nigerians are currently lamenting. We have never experienced the level of poverty. We have never experienced this level of hardship before in the history of this country. This is the worst under any president. And it's unfortunate that it is coming under someone who says it is his turn. It is his personal ambition to become the president. You now have it, but you cannot make use of it. The same thing we experienced under President Muhammadu Buhari. This man ran for election for 4 times, 4 good times, and he lost the election, and he won it, but he could not have anything to do with it because it was all but his personal ambition. This is the same thing we are experiencing with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It is my turn. Your turn to do what? Bola Ahmed Tinubu, your turn to do what? Under your watch, Nigerians are dying on a daily basis. Under your watch, just 1 year in office, Nigerians went on the street to protest, and they are promising to return back on the street to protest on 1st of August. Like, you could not even listen to the will of Nigerians. You could not even meet their demands. The protest has been done and concluded, but yet what Nigerians complain of is still what they are experiencing. You don't even have the will of the people at heart. What exactly is happening? And I can explain to you that the reason why Bola Ahmed Tinubu do not even care about the people is because of the way he came into power. He knew that the people did not give him the vote. He knew that the people did not vote for him. Tinubu is aware that he's not the wish and aspiration of majority of Nigerians. That is the reason why he cares less about Nigerians, because he knows how he came into power. And he's expecting to use that same method to come into power in 2027, because he knows that the vote of Nigerians do not matter. And that is the reason why he doesn't care about them. This can only happen because we have legalized criminality in this country. This is only happening because the people that are committing this crime are being celebrated. They are being hailed as heroes of democracy. They are being awarded with juicy position in power. This is happening because there is no retribution for crime committed in this country. And until we get to that point where people are being punished for the crime they commit in this country, irrespective of their status quo, we will not get out of this quagmire. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.